Luftier City Expats Club is a non-profit social organisation and our speakers are volunteers. The club as such assumes no responsibility or liability for the professional reputation of or the quality of services provided by the speaker today.
As well, we've got a pretty healthy turnout considering it's raining and miserable out there. Anybody here for the first time? Want to confess to being newbies? I mean, look at him. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Most musicians, you say, you've got to be here to talk you've got to be here at 9 o'clock to prepare for your talk. They go, there's a 9 o'clock in the morning now? How long's this been going on, right? But Barry's up writing music and producing it the wee small hours. So one of the best credentialed, most, in a sense, famous people we ever heard at club. Barry Upton, come on down and give us some words and some music, mate.
Hi, everybody. Hands up all those that have seen me before. Oh, quite a few. Hands up all those who haven't seen me before. And hands up all those who couldn't give a toss if they ever saw me again. He put both hands up. I see. Do a quick sound check here. There we go. Microphone on the guitar. Bob Dylan never did a sound check. He'd just come on and go, how many roads was the man? It just suddenly turn up and they would do the rest. See how easy it is to sing like Bob Dylan? Just like that. Okay, I'm going to start with a little Beatles song because I think most people here know the Beatles. And as songwriters, they were just brilliant, and I'm a big fan. And this is the only song I ever play where I need this thing. You have to get it on just right. Because otherwise you don't get the right sound. So if you could turn that microphone just up just a little bit, anyway, probably it will sound right. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles returning to the faces. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, I say it's alright. Here's where you join in, okay? Sun, 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 here it comes. Everybody. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Darling, it feels like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. It's alright. Thank you. I did tune it up at the beginning. Okay, now, the pandemic came along, just over 2 years ago, and at the time, I was doing a lot of live gigs, a lot of live shows. In fact, the Christmas just before that, 2019, I did 25 shows in 1 month. It was just too much. As you get older, it gets harder to do so many shows. So my girlfriend and I, we decided that I should take a break, or I should just try and slow down a little bit. And I said, well, let's do the rest of high season. So that's at the beginning of 2020. I was doing Hooters and Classroom and all these other places and enjoying it. I was enjoying doing the gigs. And then March came along. I thought, okay, March and April, I'll take off. And they wanted me to do a few more gigs. So I carried on till about, I think it was March the 18th was my last show. And I said, that's it. I'm not doing any more now. 3 days later, they closed everything down. So my timing was perfect, absolutely brilliant. I was the only happy person when it happened. I really was. All my friends would go, oh no, our businesses will suffer. Patty is going to suffer. And I said, well, it doesn't really bother me because I'm just going to stay at home anyway. Actually, I was going to do a little bit of traveling, but that didn't matter. That could go on hold. So what I did was I went and hibernated and went into my studio, which is at home anyway. And I made an album. I made some, not really an album so much as, or it did eventually become an album called Fab Baz Pop, hence the T-shirt. And what happened was there was a collection of lots of different types of songs, and I tried to make every song that I did different to the last one. One of the songs that I did was basically about, actually I started getting a little bit socially aware. Usually I'm a pop writer and I write pop things like I love you, you love me, and she left me for someone better, that kind of thing, you know. Yeah, exactly, there you go. What Adele does it very well, you know. Yeah, you left me and went off with someone else, but I'm not going to go on about it. Anyway, one of the songs I did was about how it is when people are looking at their phones, like right now. Oh, she's taking a picture. Anybody else looking at their phone? They got their phone out? So I wrote a socially aware song about smartphones, and it goes like this. Stop staring at your phone. Pay some attention to me. Put your handset away. Rest the technology. I need some organic time. Get in a real world zone. Your eyes are gonna ache, so baby take a break. Stop staring at your phone. Well, it's a real bad habit. Ignoring me ain't nice. You're turning into a zombie. You better take some advice. Stop staring at your phone. Pay some attention to me. Put your handset away. Arrest the technology. I need some organic time. Get in a real world zone. Yeah, your eyes are gonna ache. So baby, take a break and stop staring at your phone. Take a look around, find some common ground and stop staring at your phone. Yeah, get some self-respect. Let's try to connect. Stop staring at your phone. Now, the thing that I love about music, I love playing music live, but writing songs is my favorite thing. It's been a passion of mine ever since I joined a group called Brotherhood of Man many, many years ago, and I worked with some top songwriters, and I learnt that almost like a science behind writing. And actually, does anybody know the first rule of songwriting? What's the first rule of songwriting? Come on, David, you must know. The first rule of songwriting is there isn't one. There's so many different ways to write a song that there isn't an actual hard and fast. The way David would write a song, I'm sure, is different to the way I would. So I have my own methods, and everybody else has, and it's a great thing. But there are certain things which always tend to work. So this is something that I sometimes try to get across about if I'm doing a songwriting seminar. But first, what we're going to do is, you may not know everything about me, but I can tell you everything in 1 minute. Roll VT1. No, the video. Video 1. We did rehearse this.
The Hormones of Happiness, from singer, songwriter and producer Barry Upton. After touring around Europe with his band in the late 70s, Barry's illustrious career started in the early 80s with international chart toppers Brotherhood of Man. Then he became a UK top nightclub DJ whilst writing and producing The Hormones of Happiness, from singer, songwriter and producer Barry Upton. After touring around Europe with his band in the late 70s, Barry's illustrious career started in the early 80s with international chart toppers Brotherhood of Man. Then he became a UK top nightclub DJ whilst writing and producing for many famous hit artists. In the 90s, he turned to country music for inspiration and wrote worldwide hit 5, 6, 7, 8, leading to his formation of pop band Steps, who have now had numerous single and album chart success. After more hits with such diverse acts as Sonia, John Otway and the Cheeky Girls, plus a song in the double Oscar-winning film Little Miss Sunshine, Barry moved to the Sunshine Paradise of Thailand, where he's been presenting on radio and TV, as well as continuing to perform music live. His passion has always been songwriting, and this he successfully continues to do.
That means that covers a whole lot. That means we can save a lot of time now. So yes, I've done a lot of things in the music business over the last 40 years, and it's all been great fun. It's always great fun. But as I say, the thing that I love doing the most is writing songs. I'm going to do one for you right now, which actually became a hit. So this is 2020. I think it was at the end of 2020. No, beginning of 2021. And the Oscars were delayed. The Oscar in Hollywood was delayed a little bit. And I thought, there was a line that I always loved. And the Oscar goes to. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if there was a title? This is one of the things I was going to tell you about songwriting. I very often start with a title. That's my method. A lot of people do music first, lyrics, and then find a title. But I start with a title and work backwards. I thought, wouldn't it be great if on a record it said, and the Oscar goes to, that's the title, and then my name, Barry Upton. So, and the Oscar goes to Barry Upton. So I wrote this song, and would you believe it? It went into the charts, into a UK chart, and there it is. There's all these famous people, and the Oscar goes to Barry Upton. I'll do the song for you. It goes. I knew I should have put new strings on. You should really get an award for the way you acted tonight. 'Cause although our love is over, you convinced everyone everything's alright. Nobody could guess that we're really in a mess. You played the starring part of a girl with a caring, loving heart. And the Oscar goes to, yeah, the Oscar goes to, now the Oscar goes to you. Good friends and acquaintances who used the invitation all commented on the two of us, the perfect combination. What they didn't know was that you had gotten the role of the one who would deceive and conjure up a world of disbelief. And the Oscar goes to, yeah, the Oscar goes to, now the Oscar goes to you. Well, I must say, what a performance, baby, what a show. You never went out of character while I played my usual cameo. And the Oscar goes to, now the Oscar goes to, yeah, the Oscar goes to you. That sounds a bit better. Right, so, and the Oscar goes to Barry Upton. I was up there in the charts. And what I did was I released it just before where the Oscar ceremony was going to be, which seemed like a good idea. Timing is everything. So I got a lot of radio play. So then, I suddenly thought to myself, what am I going to do? It's because it's going to go on for a long time, this lockdown. I know, I'll make a complete project. Now, how many people here remember the 60s? Oh, it's quite surprising. It's quite a lot. I thought it was a very young audience. I was looking at them thinking, no, they won't remember the 60s. Well, I grew up in the 60s, and I didn't really start playing until the 70s. And I didn't really start writing songs properly until the 80s. So I missed out on all of those, that wonderful time in the 60s, you know, when people were writing such great songs. And I've always loved the music from the 60s. So I thought I would kind of like transport myself back to the 60s and try and write songs in the style of the 60s. And then I'd go one stage further, and there was a program in the UK called Ready, Steady, Go, which had the Beatles, the Stones, the Trogs, the Animals, all of these bands. It was in black and white, but it was compulsive viewing. You had to watch it. It's one of the only pop programs on TV. So I thought I'll make a video and try and recreate that program and put all of these songs into it, so I can fantasize that I was actually back there in the 60s. And then for the video, I ended up getting some nice looking girls dressed up in 60s outfits. When I got a whole lot of dancers, including Ren over there, who supplied me with some dancers as well. And they were all kind of looking fab and groovy. And I put this whole thing together, and I called the whole project The Hormones of Happiness. Now, I know exactly what's going through your mind. why the hormones of happiness. You're all thinking that, aren't you? No? Okay, well, I'm going to tell you. I do a radio show, and before the pandemic, I used to be doing it live. I used to go in live, but after, when the pandemic hit, you couldn't bring guests and stuff into the studio, so I just automated everything. And it meant I could stay at home and still have the radio program. But I used to have a lot of guests coming onto the program, and one such guest was a doctor. And during the course, we were talking about healthy things and how to keep your health and go for checkups and stuff. But he happened to say one thing during the interview, which was chocolate is really good for you. And I'm going, what? Chocolate? We've always been told chocolate's bad for you. He says, no, because it contains the hormones of happiness. And I went, fantastic. I'm going to write that down, hormones of happiness. And maybe I'll write a song. Maybe it'll be the name of the band. Maybe it'll be the name of an album. But I'm going to use that at some point. So I did for this particular project. So I'm going to show you some of the songs from the videos. I made videos. One of the things that's very important nowadays is that if you want to get your songs heard, you've got to get it onto YouTube. YouTube is the biggest outlet. So I made videos for every song. We did it all in one day, in one go. Actually, 2 goes, because part of it was filmed separately. But anyway, I edited it all together, and this is what came out. Number 2, VT number 2. Thank you.
My name is Megan, and we are ready to go, go, go with Barry Upton and his Hormones of Happiness.
Ready, steady, get ready, steady, go, go. Ready, steady, get ready, steady, go, go. Ready, steady, get ready, steady, go, go. Ready, steady, get ready, steady, go, go, go. The truth is that happiness is an inside job. We gotta learn to love ourselves. There ain't nothing that anyone else can do, 'cause happiness is an inside job. You're the cutest thing I've ever seen. I really love you, baby, won't you come with me? Lovey-dovey, lovey-dovey all the time. So lovey-dovey, I can't get you out of my mind. You wanna know if you can come with me? You wanna find out if together we'll be? Well, baby, whatever you do, it's up to you. When I close my eyes, I can see her face. She's on my mind, a memory I can't erase. So what am I supposed to do? 'Cause I can't stop thinking about the girl before
There you go. Not the next one. Don't play the next one.
Hey everybody, my name is
Take
Megan
the sound
and we
down.
are ready to go with Barry Upton and his Hormones of Happiness.
Okay, so there you go. That's just a little sample of some of the songs. If you feel like to hear the whole songs, then I'll tell you in a while how to access it on YouTube. They're all on YouTube now. Now, I was talking about songwriting, and one of the things that I love about songwriting is lyrics. Lyrics are so important. In fact, when I'd already had hit records in the UK before I started going to Nashville and writing country stuff. And when I was writing with some country writers, they said all country songs are only about the lyrics. I mean, there is a tune, but I mean, there's only 12 notes to play with. Is that right, David? He's a pianist, he knows. There's only 12 notes, different notes. And most of the time, especially in country music, you're only using 8 of them. So, you know, tunes are limited. This is why so many songs can, sometimes it sounds like you've heard it before. Well, lyrics are a different thing. You can come up with some original, different lyrics. Now, in 2000, year 2000, I met up with a guy who I'd been going to watch for years and years and years, a guy called John Otway. And he was a great entertainer for me. He wasn't a great guitarist, wasn't a great singer, but his songs had something a little bit special. But he'd only ever had one hit, which was in 1977 when punk came out. And the song went something like, how did it go? I walk up to you, baby. Go me, baby. What do you see? I see my true love. She walks up and she kisses me. I said, cool, baby, that's really free. And I remember seeing that on top of the pops and going, that's brilliant. I really love that. So I used to go and watch him live. Anyway, year 2000, it was coming up to his 50th birthday. And his fans always bought him something for his birthday. He got hardcore fans all over the UK. And he said, that, what I'd like for my birthday this year is another hit. So they said, well, if you can give us something that sounds a bit like a hit, that'd be great. Anyway, we got together. I didn't think I'd be able to write with him because we're sort of very different kind of beings. But we did, and we were really successful. And on his 50th birthday, we ended up in the UK top 10. And that was just an amazing achievement. But this is the thing. Along the way, we wrote a whole lot of these songs, which I thought, I'm in my element here, because this is, I think, really good songwriting. Now, John Otway, is a good lyricist. He's great with lyrics, and he's completely crazy and mad on stage, but very good at coming up with ideas. And he turned up at my house one day. He says, I've just been writing some couplets on the train. I said, what do you mean couplets? He goes, well, I'll show you what I mean. And he showed me these lyrics. I thought, that's quite clever, that. But it needs a good chorus. So I said, well, how about what you're doing is you're talking about you and me. We should be together, like a couplet, right? And so we could do that on the chorus. And I came up with the line, I'm so positive, you're so negative. And he looks at me and he went, that must mean I'm attractive to you. And I thought, that's bloody clever. I like that. So this is one of my favorite songs. And I put it on the Hormones of Happiness. It's not on that clip there. But I definitely should have put new strings on this. Sparky, this is your piano. Fender, this is your guitar. Einstein, this is your equation. And Ringo, this is your star. Isosceles, this is your triangle. Lester, here is your square. Arctic, here is your circle. And Wing, here is your prayer. Everyone knows that we belong together. That is, everyone except you. I'm so positive, you're so negative, and that must mean I'm attractive to you. Fish, here are your fingers. Missile, here are your toes. Chip, here is your shoulder. And West End, these are your shows. Brown, here's your capability. Kirk, here's your enterprise. Customer, this is your service. And girls, here are your guys. Now everyone knows that we belong together. That is, everyone except you. I'm so positive, you're so negative. That must mean I'm attractive to you. That gives you an idea of the song. There you go. Yeah, so attractive to you. I've always been a fan of that song. Now, after doing the Hormones of Happiness, they put a lockdown on again, and we were able to film, weren't we, just in that little window of opportunity. So then I went back and edited it all, and I thought, well, what am I going to do next? So I thought, let me do something that I'm going to really enjoy. Editing, video editing, is actually a pain in the ass. It's actually a long process. But I thought, if I've got really good footage and it's fun to edit, then that'll make the whole process really, really good. So I came up with the idea of Barry's Tropical Beach Cafe. And I thought, I came up with this image of me sitting in my little beach cafe, just playing songs, and all these lovely girls in bikinis walking past. I mean, it's not a bad image, is it? And I thought, we've got the beach here. We've got, these beaches. We're in a tropical place, and there's lots of beautiful girls around. I can do this. So I started writing the songs with pictures in mind. Every time I wrote the song, I had the video in mind. And then, beginning of this year, I said about filming, going out and filming. So I filmed pretty much everything myself. My girlfriend filmed the bits of me. We went, that's right. So I needed a tropical beach cafe that looked a little bit different. And I was going around Nha Jom Tien, and there's some wonderful places, nice beaches, nice areas to film in. But I couldn't find the beach cafe that I was looking for. And then, I don't know if you ever watch these travel logs on YouTube. I watch a lot of them. I love them. And I'm a little bit addicted. And then all of a sudden, somebody they panned around with their camera. And I went, there it is. That's the cafe. Where is it? And I sort of freeze-framed and saw it said Zodiac. Right, Zodiac. Google Zodiac. Oh, it's in Koh Lipe, which is the hardest island to get to in Thailand. But I bombed into my girlfriend and said, we're going to Koh Lipe. We've got to film all my parts. We've got to film there. Actually, we ended up filming a lot more than just my parts. And has anybody here been to Koh Lipe? Yes? What did you think of it? Beautiful. It's almost like the Maldives, without having to go to the Maldives. It was just absolutely fantastic. So we would get up, as Ren was saying, I get up at 6:30 in the morning. We were getting up for a specific purpose because the sun was just rising over the beach. And then you can film because there's nobody around. I could film it in this beach cafe. And the colors were really good. It was a nice time to film. So we used to do our filming every morning before breakfast. And then on this particular place where we filmed, and stayed there as well. But in the evening, if you just walk around the corner, that was on Sunrise Beach. It was called Sunrise Beach. You walk around the corner, and then you're on Sunset Beach. So I had a song at the end of the album, which is about sunset. So we filmed that there. It was just brilliant. Absolutely great fun to do. And then I set about filming a few models and a few friends in skimpy bikinis, and or actually sometimes a bit less. In fact, there's a lot of footage I couldn't possibly show you. I'm sorry, but YouTube, they won't. I actually researched how far you could go, and I think I just about got away with it on YouTube. But anyway, maybe one day I can piece it all together. So I'm gonna. I've had one single out already from it, which is called "Another Cup of You." You'll see that in a minute. But this is the song I've got out right at this very minute, and it's a little song called "Passport to Paradise." It goes like this. Which key am I going to do it in? Oh yeah. I'm on a journey to find out who I am. Had to cross many borders on my way. Check my credentials, look and verify. Take me with you somewhere I pray. Today, life is super fine in the tropical sunshine. So stop, let me fantasize, romanticize. You're my passport to paradise. My dreams are realized. If you only knew how I love you, see it in my eyes. You're my passport to paradise. So many stories of solitary times. Loneliness I thought I'd never win. Then you turn the pages, completely changed my world. Opened up your heart and let me in. Where you've been, life is super fine in the tropical sunshine. So stop, let me fantasize, romanticize. You're my passport to paradise. My dreams are realized. If you only knew how I love you, see it in my eyes. You're my passport to paradise. There we go. That's getting played on the radio all over the world at the moment, so I'm happy with that. What I tended to do with it as well, I forgot to tell you this bit. I used to sit and listen, get in my pool and listen to bossa nova music. Does anybody like bossa nova music? Yeah, it's fantastic. I love it. Except for one thing, it's always old songs. They're always old songs that have been redone in a bossa nova style. So I thought on this album, I'm gonna make it sound tropical, but I'm gonna add a bossa nova feel to it, and there'll be brand new songs with a bossa nova feel. So I told you all about the filming. So roll VT3, please, and you can get a gist of what happened.
All I wanna do is drink another cup of you, looking out at the blue with a the tropical sunshine. So stop, let me fantasize, romanticize. You're my passport to paradise. My dreams all realized. If you only knew how I love you, see it in my eyes. You're my passport to paradise. My passport to paradise.
Thank you. So that's just a little teaser. You can, again, see all of the videos. They're all up on YouTube. Now, I know the burning question in your heads right now is, why are you giving away your music on YouTube so we can see it for free? It's because I'm such a lovely person. Now, there's an ulterior motive. The music business has changed in a very big way. Years ago, as David knows, because he sold lots of cassettes. I know somebody in Taiwan came up to him and said, "Hey, David Lee, I have all your cassettes." It's like, yes, that's what we used to buy, was cassettes. And then you'd buy CDs, and it's a material thing which you had to manufacture. So you'd have a deal in one country, you'd have a deal maybe in another country with a record company, and you wouldn't get so much of the profit because the record company has the outlay. Nowadays, everything's changed because everybody's downloading digitally. So, how many people here illegally download for nothing, for free? Yes, there you go. Criminals, everyone. I've alerted the police, they're outside. No, it's a fact of life. Everybody's doing it. So, what do you do as a musician, as a songwriter? I know from 5, 6, 7, 8 and some other songs. I had a song in that Oscar-winning film Little Miss Sunshine. There are other ways of earning money than just selling CDs, and that is adverts, TV, film. They're called sync rights, and they have to ask permission. And I know for a fact that I've got one of my songs in the next season of Australia's Got Talent because they had to ask permission. It's crazy because I always say yes. Why would I say no? But anyway, it's just a thing that's done because maybe you don't want your song used in something. It might be religious, it might be political. So it's the law. That's what they have to do. But I always say yes. There's a funny story actually. When 5, 6, 7, 8 first came out, my big hit, it was a big hit in Japan, and I got sent one of these kind of picture storylines, all in Japanese, of how they were going to use the song, and I didn't understand a word of it. Yes. It's going to make me money, of course. So the trick is nowadays with YouTube, it's the biggest way to get your songs out there, and obviously you need a video, and you need an attractive video, which was another ulterior motive why I put people in it that are better looking than me. So it gives you something nice to look at as you're listening to the song. And then there's a good chance that I can get a song in an advert or a film. It might be used on a TV show or something, and that's how you earn money. Am I right, David? Yep, he knows. Good. So that's why I have now formed my own YouTube TV channel called Fab Baz Music TV. There it is. Wow. Fab Baz Music TV. So if you go to YouTube, put in Fab Baz Music TV, you're going to see all the videos from the last 2 albums. And obviously the thing to do is to subscribe, share it out, share them around. And the more people who sees it, the more, it's a numbers game. The more people who see it, the bigger chance you've got of somebody using one of your songs. And then that's it. That's the way the music business is today. However, if you're the Rolling Stones or if you're a massive group, Maroon 5 or something like that, you can make money from your live gigs. So another reason for giving the song away, let everybody hear it, let everybody want to see you do it live, and then you can make money from the live shows. So that's the state of the music business today. And it's all changed. If you don't embrace it, you're going to be left behind. So that's the trick. You have to embrace the technology, embrace what's out there, and go along with it. So there you go. Here I am today. Fab Baz Music TV. Thank you. I'm assuming we're going to have questions and answers. Is that right? Did you want the other microphone? Oh, you've got a microphone. Okay. Oh, Brian is the... there you go.
Yeah, I'll help you out, Baz. No problem.
I know it's you, Brian, even behind that mask.
Hi, Barry. If I go to YouTube for your songs, can I get the guitar chords too?
No. But what is a good thing to do is there's a lot of tutorials that teach you how to train your ear to recognize what the chords are. One of the big things I did when I was 15 or 16, I took music to GCE O level, which is the at school exam. I took music, and a lot of it was like the life history of Beethoven and a lot of the theory behind classical music. Some of it was useful, but the most important thing that I got taught was how to differentiate between two notes. So part of the exam was a record which was put on, and a sealed record, and they would play two notes on a piano, and you had to write down what the interval was between the two notes. That trained my ear. So when I started learning to play the guitar, I'd already learned to play the piano, so I could kind of picture it. And I'm sure, David, you're the same. You can do that, can't you? You hear two notes, and you can train your ear to do it. And that way, if you know the chords, if you know a lot about chords, I can actually listen to a song on the radio now, and I can work out the chords in my head as it's playing. But you can train yourself.
Thank you.
I know David's got a question he wants to ask you. Come on, David.
How did you find all those pretty girls?
Do you know what? When you said that, I thought, I bet it's going to be something like that. I knew it.
Where do we go to find them?
They just appeared.
Suddenly, David wants to shoot a video in Thailand.
Yeah. Do you go to
It helps to have friends who have friends who have other friends.
Okay.
That's between me and my conscience.
I just want to mention, when you sang this song about the phones, you didn't see any of us using our phones because Ren has us trained very well not to use our phones during a meeting.
Yeah, it's usually, not only do I tell people to turn their phones off, but I tell them not to surf the web during the,
Right.
because if you're on the stage, you can tell, right? And you
Yeah.
can see the heads drop, and it's very disconcerting. And the speakers and stuff put a huge amount of effort into preparing their talks. Thank you for mentioning that. And I thought, Barry, my God, that was fantastic, Barry, really. It was really good. I've never seen so many people tapping their toes during any morning here.
That's the trick, yeah.
And it was really, I got laughs out of it, so thank you.
My favourite thing is when somebody comes up to me and says, that damn new song of yours, I cannot get it out of my head. It's called an earworm, right? It gets you, and that is exactly what you're trying to do all the time. That's when you know you've got a hit on your hands. And I remember, especially with 5, 6, 7, 8, I actually bit myself on that one because I couldn't sleep. Some nights it was just in my head and I could not get it out. And I thought, no, go away, I want to sleep.
That's the achy, breaky heart phenomenon, right? you know, the Achy Breaky Heart. People disliked the song, but they couldn't stop.
There you go. That's a
Total
good example.
earworm.
Good
Yeah.
example.
You talked about marketing yourself, and it just occurred to me for many years, and I don't know if it's continuing today, but there are many restaurants and nightclubs and so forth that you could be performing either as background or as a performer to make money.
Yeah.
Is there that opportunity today?
Yes, there is. I used to do a lot of it. Not so much background. I don't like playing background. I like to be in people's faces. I like it to people listen to what I'm playing. But you're right. There's a big market for that. And actually, one of the things about the Bossa Nova records is that they're very often played in the background in cafes and stuff. So I thought, wouldn't it be nice to produce something that's a little bit new?
I have to support everybody saying here you were absolutely brilliant. It was a lovely presentation, absolutely fabulous. But I'm old and grey now, and do people, when you put anything on YouTube, do they get any money for every time I look at that? Or do you have to, is it something else?
You can do. There's it depends on how many people are looking at it. When you get to a certain level of viewership, then they'll start putting ads on there, and you will get part of the advertising money. If you get a lot of subscribers, then you can actually do a deal with YouTube whereby they pay you. But again, it's all down to advertising.
Oh, I see. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Barry, I was looking at your channel on YouTube the other evening, and
you were leering over the girls in the videos. Is that right?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
But I also found your
It's okay.
website, and a lot of this is on your website as well.
Sorry?
Website.
Oh, yes.
Your website. I found
Right,
exactly
yeah.
the same things.
Right.
Another place you can find the music.
Yes. Well, I've got a lot of videos from the past. It's called a catalogue of music. And one of the tips I got from YouTube was that if you start a YouTube channel, they would notify. If people ring the bell, press the bell, they'll get notified when you put a new one up. And the trick is to keep putting new ones up all the time. So that's kind of what I'm going to be doing in the near future, is putting up some of my old videos on there as well.
And talking about the live stuff here in Padia, where do you play?
Well, I'm actually not. I'm taking a break again because there's not so many people about at the moment. But I do odd gigs here and there. Last Saturday, I did the Hideaway, and we did a Legends concert where a friend of mine, I think you know him, Morgan Kent, he did the Rod Stewart.
The shy retiring guy.
Yeah. That's it, exactly. He did Rod Stewart, Joe Cocker, and Elvis. I did, what did I do? I did the Rat Pack, because I love all that swing material. Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin. I did the Beach Boys and T-Rex. So that I like doing these odd shows. I did the Queen's Jubilee, big gig at the Robin Hood, and we did another British Legion one outside. So most of the time I'm not doing regular bars or anything like that. I'm just doing special gigs. If anybody wants to book me for a birthday party, a bar mitzvah, or a divorce, whatever, just I'm available.
On your Ready, Steady, Go video, which I very much enjoyed, what about your band lineup? Who were they?
Well, Paul Rosenberg, as you well know, he played sax on it. Actually, on that album, I played most of the instruments, so they were mostly miming. But they're just friends. There's musician friends around Patia. And you mean the girls?
No, I meant the boys playing. But the girl singer, who was the local girl singer?
Sorry?
You had a girl singer next to you.
That's Kelly Ford.
Oh, Kelly, that's right, yes.
She sings at the moment at the Thai Garden Resort. Good singer, very good singer.
Yeah, I didn't recognise her from there. Well, Barry, it was just delightful to hear your story told so well. The videos were fantastic. Everything was fantastic. And, of course, we're going to take this as a little token of our esteem.
Okay.
Now, just again, the YouTube channel is
Fab Baz Music TV. I called it that because I had these 3 albums out called Fab Baz Pop 1, 2, and 3. So I thought I'd keep the Fab Baz thing, you know, and make it Music TV.
So go to YouTube and type in Fab Baz Music
TV.
and you hit the subscribe, and you also hit the bell, which then sends you a message when there's been a new video posted. Okay? Thanks again.
And
Barry.
enjoy!